in the thick forests of the American Southwest, where humans and nature constantly negotiate coexistence. Wild boars sometimes become a major challenge for the locals. They tear through gardens, dig up crops, but at the same time, they're an essential part of the ecosystem here. Today, we're heading out not just for trophies, but out of responsibility to protect the community, safeguard the forest, and keep life in these lands peaceful. In the deep forests of the Southwest, wild boars move with the wind, not along the ground. They stick to cool breezes drifting under the canopy because scents carried by the wind give them a heads up on humans from far away. That's why the circle from outside in tactic works so well. Once the herd moves deep into the woods, they lose the wind advantage and their escape routes can be locked down. At dawn, our team split up and deployed fast, following plan. This time, there's no way out. Every shot is calculated, laying the groundwork for an opening victory and a glimmer of hope for the locals.
Go boys!
Once the active zones are pinpointed, the ambush plan goes into motion. Binoculars sweep every movement in the thicket. Each step, each sound is watched carefully. Boars are most dangerous in areas dense with roots and low shrubs. They can pivot in 0.2 seconds. We call these spots blind corner zones. One slip, and they can charge before you can react. Every move of these destructive boars is managed with precision. Everything follows wildlife control laws. Safe shooting distances, clean angles, ensuring no harm comes to locals or other animals in the area. The strategy is strict. Ambush positions from the outside gradually tighten, blocking the herd from spilling out. Once the outer ring is stable, pressure funnels inward. The boars are pushed slowly toward their den, a place they think is safe but is actually locked down. Our team drives the herd into the den carefully, keeping a pressure line an invisible force. Hold the rhythm right, and the boars compress themselves without scattering. This is the trick our hunters use to control numbers without chaos. Everyone knows their duty. Protect crops, protect people, and manage the boar population swiftly, effectively, and humanely. But wild boars are no pushovers. The cunning herd senses danger and dives deeper into the dense forest, making the hunt tougher. We have to use bait, a classic tactic that never fails. Ambush positions are reset, tighter and more discreet. One wrong move, and the herd vanishes instantly. Once they're within range, we simply close the net, controlling each boar one by one. In this battle, skill, nerve, and strategy help us capture exactly the number of boars needed. Meanwhile, other team members patrol the outer ring, checking for strays. We always follow humane principles. Only target individuals causing danger or damage. No random shooting in the forest. Every shot ensures no collateral harm. That's why we operate with full authorization and support from the U.S. government for legal boar hunting. Back at the bait zone, our capture strategy continues to deliver results. Greedy, careless boars quickly become easy targets. The team's coordination and experience turn this into a swift, low-risk victory. Today's hunt proves that hunting boars isn't just about pulling the trigger, it's reading the forest, tracking signs, predicting moves, and making split-second decisions faster than instinct. Understanding nature is the key to protecting it. The forest is calm again, but boars will return. Each comeback is a new test of skill, discipline, and responsibility. Looking over the devastated fields, we knew the enemy of the harvest was no ordinary foe. Locals spoke of monstrous wild boars, massive, weighing hundreds of kilos, and viciously aggressive. Each night, they lurked in the dark, tearing through crops, spreading fear across the entire village. No one dared step outside once night fell. Our mission was clear: find these beasts and bring peace back to our homeland. At dawn, we set off, each with a role to play. The low forest ahead was their hideout, and our first true challenge in this dangerous hunt. We didn't need fresh tracks. The old trails between the feeding ground and the dense woods already revealed their path. Our team was in position before sunrise, silent inside a small wooden blind hidden among the low trees. When the herd crept out of the forest edge, I locked my eyes on the target, slowed my breathing. A sharp crack. The leader dropped instantly. The rest scattered into the underbrush in Wild boars aren't easy to fool, but their habits betray them. All we needed was patience and striking at the perfect moment. That's the art of experience. After the first herd was taken down, it wasn't even half an hour before another emerged. 2 lead boars appeared first, cautious, scanning every shadow. We didn't rush. One wrong shot here would send the whole herd fleeing.
You ready?
We waited. Absolute calm was crucial. A single mistake wouldn't just scare them off, it could alert the entire forest. John didn't flinch. Only when the lead boar stepped exactly into position did he squeeze the trigger. The bullet sliced through the air and hit dead center. The beast collapsed, and the rest bolted for cover. That shot wasn't luck, it was the product of patience, sharp eyes, and lightning-fast reflexes. I broke off from the group, heading down toward the lower fields where tall grasses grew thick. Step by step, I checked the GPS, alarm sensors, and wind direction. Then, under a flattened patch of grass, I spotted fresh prints. Immediately, I crouched low, finger poised on the trigger. Suddenly, a boar burst out just meters ahead. The bullet found its mark. A clean, decisive takedown. There was no other choice. This was about safety for the villagers and for ourselves. If you think that was a cool shot, drop a like. Peace didn't last long. We moved cautiously back toward the wooden blind, every step alert. Then, from the brush, a lone boar emerged, more driven by hunger than caution. I didn't hesitate. I raised the rifle, aimed, and fired. A sharp shot. The creature fell instantly. In that still moment, swift precision was the line between success and blind luck. We moved up the hillside next, high enough to overlook the entire forest below. Wild boars were in dense cover. But once they've been tracked, there's nowhere left to hide. When a dark shape lunged from the bushes, I pulled the trigger. The shot from above tore through the air. The animal staggered. Seconds later, our hounds closed in. No second shot needed. Everything ended in moments. The coordination between hunter and hound isn't just training. It's born from countless battles fought side by side. By late afternoon, just when we thought the hunt was over, the dogs suddenly erupted in barks, urgent and loud. A clear signal, another boar was near. Without hesitation, we regrouped and advanced. In the distance, the dogs drove the beast into an open pasture. It thrashed wildly, searching for escape, but there was none. John closed in, aimed carefully. Bang! A clean shot ended it instantly. Last night, a farmer rushed into the village in panic. A herd of wild boars had once again stormed in, devastating the entire cassava field by the forest's edge. Fresh hoof prints were still embedded in the mud, and the echoing roars in the darkness sent chills down everyone's spine. We couldn't let this continue. At dawn, we gathered all our weapons and specialized gear, radios, trackers, and cameras, before heading deep into the forest. Every step we took was measured and quiet, moving beneath the thick canopy. Each of us scanned our surroundings, alert for the slightest sound. Would we be the hunters today, or the hunted? Let's find out. Our team leader quickly directed us toward a narrow trail, a path the herd frequently used. We split into smaller squads, holding our breath and waiting in absolute silence. There they were, a group of wild boars emerging from the shadows. The leader raised his rifle. He didn't pull the trigger immediately. Instead, he carefully calculated the bullet's trajectory, waiting for the perfect moment. Bang! The gunshot shattered the stillness, and one target fell instantly. It was the perfect opening shot, giving us a clear advantage in this deep forest hunt. The moment one boar dropped, the rest of the herd panicked and scattered in all directions. But everything had been planned in advance. Our teams were already positioned in a semicircle, ready to intercept. To the west, my teammate opened fire, sealing off their escape route. Another target fell before it could even change direction. A few more followed shortly after. Our ambush, encirclement, intercept strategy worked flawlessly, turning their escape path into a deadly trap. We pressed on, spreading out to track down the ones that had managed to flee. The leader signaled for us to maintain distance and keep in constant contact through our devices to avoid any surprise encounters. Creeping through the dense bushes, I spotted fresh hoof prints pressed into the damp soil. There it was, hiding deep inside the undergrowth. Moving silently in full control, I advanced, staying calm and taking the upper hand. Then, with a single well-placed shot, I brought it down. At the same moment, another gunshot echoed from the left flank. One of my teammates had spotted a shadow, trying to sneak through the tall, dry grass. The moment the creature stepped into the open, he locked on from afar, waited until it was fully exposed, and fired. The target was completely neutralized. By now, the sun had risen high. Just then, our leader received a radio signal from the Southern Scouting Team. Fresh tracks were leading toward the grasslands bordering the forest. Without hesitation, we regrouped and moved out. The open terrain gave us better visibility and fewer obstacles. 5 minutes later, a dark figure dashed across our line of sight. It moved fast. I swung my rifle to follow and quickly estimated the lead distance to compensate for its speed.